So let's go to the opener.
Let's get down to business.
Welcome everybody to Let's Get Down to Business with Jeremy Torisk. And today, Christy Torisk.
Hey everybody.
We are coming live here from the Torisk Pro Studios in Pompano Beach, and we're here talking today about coaching and everything that has to do with finding a coach and past experiences and things that we learned through our journey of hiring coaches and
Over
all
the
that.
years.
Yeah, over the years of coaching. So call in today if you want to join the conversation. The phone number is on the screen, 954-338-9799. I don't think I have the ability to bring people on live today because I'm trying a new, can you hear me that mouse? I'm trying a new technology today. We're streaming right from our OBS. And we're actually using overhead mic, so we probably sound a little airy because we're waiting on our soundproofing stuff to come in today. So bear with us today for that. I see Amazon pulling up right now, might be them. So let's see if we're live here. We're not live on LinkedIn. Let me see, let me refresh here. Oh, looks like we might be live on Facebook. Anyway, we are live some places, and some places we maybe or may not be. That's the beautiful thing about trying all this. Yeah, there you go. I just saw us live. There, now I got this new chat thing here at the bottom, I don't know what it is, left, right, at the corner there. So I'd like you to try to chat so we can see if you chat, if we can see it on screen, because I'm adding all this new technology in here. I might just pull this mic in because it sounds too airy to me, but you let us know. How do we sound? We're trying out new microphone, new technologies. Every couple of days, I'm trying to kind of dial this new set in. And what do you think about the new set? The background, the books, and the plants, and the desk. We're going for kind of a living room type of look, a more laid back.
Yeah, well, it's in progress.
Yeah,
It's nothing
yeah, laid back. Yeah, we're
permanent.
We've got to get some shelving and stuff, but we want to take you on the journey. Oh, look at that. John Riddle looks good and sounds good. Woohoo! Looks great. That's on LinkedIn and Facebook. Joel.
Nice.
Man, now I don't have to dick around with these things. Cool. Let me just go sleep so I don't have that distraction. Now we can lose that whole monitor thing. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, John. So let's get down to business then, right? So let's talk about, we have been through a ton
Yeah.
of programs. I just got a few
We're
of
like
them.
addicted to courses, motivation,
Yeah.
any type of class I can take.
Just crack
Hey,
the
some
tile.
of that's good.
Oh, it's all good. I'm just putting it down so we can pull them up one at a time. So we've done a lot of, hey, Amazon, we're live on the air, but you can just throw those right down. That's our soundproofing board. We're going to sound a lot better now. You just delivered our soundproofing.
Yeah.
So we've been through, like I said, a ton of coaching together and separate. And so we're going to talk about some of those. Some of those were somewhat reasonably priced. Some were obscenely expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what did we get? How did we find it? What did we get from it? What did we do with it? Mm-hmm. And so let's get down to it. Let's talk about, you want to talk about the big one first?
What's the big one?
Well, the big one, as far as everyone knows, Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah. Tony Robbins. We went to Business Mastery
One
1 and 2.
and 2. Which this one, by the way, is called Business Mastery 2, as in TOO,
Yeah.
because it was a repeat
Yeah,
of
it was.
Business Mastery 1, but it was
was.
in Amsterdam.
Yes.
So
So it was
that
a good excuse
Kind
to
of worth the price of admission.
travel to Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm going to take myself off of here, and I'm going to talk into here because I think this one's going to sound better. Let's see. You'll tell me if it sounds better. We'll be able to see on the replay. So I just switched to microphone 3, which is a little handheld mic, instead of the Sennheiser which are good mics, but it's to the room. I don't want to be unfair to the Mike.
Yeah.
It's the room.
So is Tony Robbins your favorite?
Well, I would say yes because of the people we met and the friendships and relationships we've made. Oliver, I start down
Yeah.
the road now. I forget people and they're going to be mad. But
I know.
with
Jacob.
Jacob and Dave and
Yeah, lots of people. Too many
yeah,
people
it's
to
really a lot of
mention.
people that
Yeah.
we're still really in touch with to this day.
Yeah.
Where we are, Jacob is mentoring our son, Garrett in the landscaping business, and I mean, he's really made a huge impact on us. And we met him and Oliver and a few other people
At
these
Tony Robbins.
events. But the good thing is, Tony Robbins has probably one of the best books where we can go through this after the fact and really,
Like freshen up.
yeah, refresh. Let me turn this down a little bit there. Refresh, and also, when you need something, it's kind of easy to find. They're labeled well, and if you took good notes, you've got the ability to go back and do this. And then speaking of this time of year, you know, the end of the year is time. It's time to do that. It's time before next year, and really, what did we
Yeah.
learn?
Go over everything.
What did we master, and what do we need? You know,
Yeah.
and so that's the good thing about those courses and those books from Tony. That he does a good job at that. The price point. Let's talk prices. You want to? I mean, not for us, just for anyone.
Yeah, I don't really remember Tony Robbins.
Tony was about $12,000 per person. You get a discount for 2 people, so I think it was 20.
I don't remember it being that much.
Yeah, I think it was 12. Maybe we might get a discount, but I thought it was. Let's call it 10,000, and then it was a discount for you. So maybe it was 18 for both. Now that was the first one. The second one, Mastery 2, when they get you in their clutches and they try to upsell you, of course, then it becomes.
Yeah, they give you a discount for
Discounts,
the next one.
50% off if you go right now. I mean, I knocked over 2 old ladies trying to get to the back, and I hope they're okay. I think they are. Last time I heard, one's walking again, and God bless her. But they build up that excitement, right? And that's the whole thing of it. So I think it was probably half price or 2 for 1 or something to go to. But we did it just to go to Amsterdam. Really, we used it as a
Yeah.
business expense
Yeah, we
to
did.
travel to Europe. And so there's that benefit when you
Yeah.
get coaching. Where is it? Are you able to travel somewhere you've never been? And who are the kind of people you're going to meet? What kind of culture are they building? You know?
Yeah.
So that's...
I think Tony Robbins was, I got a lot of takeaways from it. I think now if we were to do it again, once you've been to one of his events, you kind of know what to expect. So you're a little bit better prepared. I think because we were newbies and we didn't really
Yeah.
understand how his events worked.
Yeah.
We were
First of
like
all,
a little
they're
shell-shocked.
minus 30 degrees.
Yes, it's very cold. There's hardly any breaks.
Yeah.
Very little food, like you're supposed.
That's right. I lost
but that's
12 pounds.
life, right? He breaks you down to
Yeah.
like build you back up.
Yeah.
And the energy in the room is
Yeah.
really good. It's
I
a
lost
lot of
12
fun.
pounds that
Yes, you
that
did.
week.
Yeah, it was
alone.
like 5 days,
Yeah.
right? 4 or 5 days, where you're
something
just
like that.
basically locked in the room with everybody that's attending the event. But the one thing that I learned from there is, when you first go in, he makes you create a business with
Yeah.
people you don't know.
Business
You have to
mastery.
come up with the business. You have to execute the plan, and
You
you
have to
have
make
to
money.
make money. You
in those
for
2
real.
or 3 days.
Like you really have to make money.
In this contest.
And my team was horrible.
Yes.
Remember?
You migrated.
Yes, I ended up joining your team
Yeah.
because my team kind of fell apart. So I learned that the people that you surround yourself with and the people on your team are really, really, really important.
Yes.
They can make or break you.
That's right. And,
They
and,
can.
and just like in life, the people
Yeah.
you surround yourself with
Yeah.
are the ones that are going to make or break your future and
Yeah,
your family.
we were
and
going
your
nowhere
business.
fast.
Yeah.
On my team.
Yeah, and we had a pretty good idea. I mean,
Yeah, and you guys had a great team.
yeah. So
So-
I think, I don't remember if Jacob joined our team too, but
Yeah.
he wasn't on our team, so we ended up with a strong team just because we were the toys, the island of misfit people, and
Yeah.
we did pretty well. I don't think we came close to winning though. I mean, some people in that place did some crazy
Yes.
fundraising stuff that
Yeah.
was next level.
Well, that's where I think the experience comes in.
We made
Like,
money
I
though.
think- Yes.
We
yeah,
did make money.
Yeah.
We had an
We
event.
did. Yeah.
Go figure. Like-minded, small circle. Keep them small. Exactly, John.
Mm-hmm.
I love this thing. God, isn't that cool how we figured that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and you.
Yeah. I did nothing.
So, any negatives to Tony? I know. I have one.
Not that really comes to mind. I mean, I think everything that he does is kind of purposeful.
Yeah.
You know, he's studied it. I mean, I was following him since I was, I don't know, in high school.
Yeah.
Like when he first came out, when Oprah brought him out. And I read a lot of his books and, you know, never really paid to see him until we went.
Yeah.
And,
Switching back to Mike
yeah,
one.
I'm glad that we went. I would do it again.
Well, my negative was anyone who's at Tony is going to sell you something. Every speaker
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
comes up, you've got to kind
Yeah.
of watch them with an eye of, after the first two or three, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, when's that shoe going to drop? What is he selling? What is she pushing?
Yes, that's
and
true.
As a professional speaker who wants to go out and get paid to speak, people on Tony's stage don't get paid. They pay Tony because Tony has a culture, an audience of frenzied buyers.
Yeah.
And they go up there and they put together a hell of a speech and a hell of a program, a hell of a presentation, and a hell of a deal. And they have people pushing other people out of the way to get to the back to buy their stuff. And so they pay Tony. He's got a
Yeah.
great business model.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's
True.
but I didn't
But he
like
brings
that.
in really good people.
And the products that
Yeah.
are
He
needed,
brings
and they
in
do need.
amazing
Yeah.
speakers, amazing.
But it's always like, oh, what's
resources.
next? You paid, 8, 10,000, whatever to get here.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
it was
once you
12 for
figure
both
that
of us.
out, it's like, okay, do
Yeah.
I want to buy this? Do I not want to buy this? Usually they give you a deal.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and they do give you a lot. That's
Yes,
true. They
they
give
do.
you everything you need, and then they go, but if you need to have a done with you program,
Mm-hmm.
this is basically what it boils down to.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. And I love I love the 30 degrees. You need 2 jackets because it keeps you up. And I like the dancing and the
Yeah.
between every
Yeah.
hour that gets you up and then massaging everyone's
Yes.
backs. I do like the
Yeah.
touchy, man.
Yeah, and making
especially-
you do like the dances.
Mm-hmm.
like the things.
And then we went
things.
before COVID, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that I mean, I like that. So anyway,
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that program.
yeah. So next up, let's see. Which one is this one? Oh, this was a specialized coaching program for Tony. So I don't remember that. It's probably part of the first one. Next up is another one here we went to called the 3-day real estate workshop, sponsored by, what was her name?
I forget her name, but it's called Rules of Renovation.
Rules of Renovation, but she's the star.
Yeah, she's on Love It or List
And she
It,
didn't show up.
Something like that.
She-
Yeah.
Something came up where she canceled and didn't show up. But here's their thing. Tony says, they call you up and they go, hey, it's $8,000, $7,000, whatever it is. And you go, okay, I'll go. What they do is they got, who's Rise and Grind from the Shark Tank? The guy who does the clothes.
Oh, Damon.
Is it Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite sharks too.
Yeah.
But he came in
Yeah, his name was associated
And did
with
it
this
free.
program.
and did a free event.
Mm-hmm.
So they get you in with the free event, and then they upsell you to the 3-day
Yeah.
event, to the
Yeah.
3-day workshop, and it's a nominal price. And then they had a great speaker there. That guy was awesome. That was that older guy from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And man, it was it was 3 days, and I got so much information. I mean, it was really, this is more about investing, fix and flip and hold. And so then they had a really big upsell, 10, 25, and 50,000 upsells. But that was done with you and done for you. And then they come down and fly down, and somebody comes with you, and you go out and put actually, what do you call those? Hey, Irma. Hold on a second. I got something for you. Welcome, Irma. Welcome to the show. I think this is your first time hitting us up. Thank you. But that one was good. It was good, but boy, those upsells, whoo, they were steep.
Yeah.
They were steep. And then we went from that one, which we thought was a little bit, wasn't probably worth it because their software is what you're buying.
Yeah.
And you were a professional real estate
Yeah, I
agent,
didn't
so
really
you had
need
access. But I wanted to use it because I wanted to do, that was when I was leaving the industry I was in before. But then when they think you're out, they pull you back in. So I spent that money, but they pulled us back in. But then we went to Matt Thoreau.
Yes.
Which, you know what? Let me look
Yeah.
him up because I want to get his name right. He was just as expensive,
Thorold.
but he was his program. So he gets so much for free. You don't even. I hate to say you don't need to pay him, but you didn't need to pay him. His stuff was he gives, and that's a mark of a good coach.
That he gives a lot of value.
Gives a lot of his stuff for free.
Oh.
And so if you can figure it out on your own, you don't have to pay. And if you follow and you watch them on YouTube and stuff, you don't have to pay any money. You'll get, but then it's the nuances that you pay for.
Well, it's also, I think, like with his program, you have access to him.
You do.
So if you have a question or, there's something that you need, like a resource.
Yeah. And his name is
Yeah,
Theriault. Therai.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, Theriault. Matt Thoreault.
Yeah.
And I don't think he pronounced the
Yeah.
T, but
Yeah.
anyway, he's got a YouTube channel and he's got a website too that has a resource vault, kind of like the Coaching Done Better vault. That it's fabulous. A lot of videos, a lot of worksheets, a lot of downloads, a lot of self-paced learning stuff, and for free. And you can join up and stuff. I need to get him on the platform.
Yeah.
But
we should ask him to zoom in.
Yeah, we'll bring him on the podcast here on the live stream. So that we went from I think we did that before Tony. I'm almost positive we did. Maybe not. No, we did it after because I had the money from the islands. Yeah. So we did that. Now we get so busy in fiber optics. I don't go into real estate. We spent $100,000 probably between all those courses but I went back and I paid off, obviously. Not in real estate, but by going back. I think what it did, to tell you the truth, I'm messing with my ears because I have new hearing things that I just keep falling off my ears. I need to put them. Anyway, it made the people that I was working for understand that I was really leaving. And I think that they made me that partner because I had spent that money and gone away. We went to California to Matt Steele, and so it did make me a part. I believe it had a part in making me a partner.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it was probably
after Tony. That's when you closed the Facebook deal.
Yes.
Because he's so motivating, and he gets you pumped up and
Yeah. That came out, and we closed that big deal with Fiber Light.
Yeah.
For Facebook.
Yeah.
So
That was good.
So since then, I tell you what. Let's talk about who else have we used?
We used On the Ball during COVID.
The Noodlebergs. Shout out to the Noodleberg.
Yeah.
So Steve and Mark coached our entire family.
Yes, they did.
All of our
All the
kids.
kids. Yeah.
Christy and myself.
Yeah.
Throughout
COVID.
a month or a year period.
Yeah.
Between all of us, over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We were
true.
paying them a nominal, a decent amount.
Yeah,
it wasn't,
but it's affordable.
Yeah. It's I think Steve has got a lot more since then because he's gotten big, and Mark's probably raised his rate since
Maybe.
then too.
Who knows? But it's worth it.
But it's worth it. Yeah.
And even our youngest son Peter, he's working with his dad in sales in a jewelry store in Boca, and
so Mark trained him.
right. So Mark talked to him, and I asked him the last time. I said, "Do you think Mark had any, or that coaching had any help? Help in your process and the way you're thinking?" And he's like, "Absolutely, 100%." Because, and I've been meaning to reach out to Mark and tell Mark this, that, we can say it to them as their parents, right? And that was one of the reasons why we put all the kids in there.
Yeah.
But when they hear it from somebody that's more their age, not that Mark's their age, but a little bit older, not as old as us, they just take it in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, we could tell them 100 times to do something.
And I have.
But if somebody else says it to them, it's a little different. So I think they got some things out of it.
Look at that. We're looking a lot better now.
Wow. Lit up. Yeah. So I think that helped them.
Yeah, so
a
Mark
lot.
trained Peter in how to work with a family member because he works with one, his dad.
That's true. Yeah.
And it was so he works with Steve.
That's
Mark does,
true.
and Peter works with his dad selling
Yeah.
jewelry. So he trained him. I trained Garrett on how to generate a startup landscaping business. Back then, Garrett was talking about starting
Yeah.
up his landscaping, and so he was starting up. So how to expand business locally, cut one lawn, leave door tags on the rest of the lawns, make relationships with the homeowners.
Yeah.
all
They're
this.
big with relationships. So
Yeah.
I think, especially when you're young,
Yeah,
you don't understand the value all the time
that's right.
of
Hey,
the
and
relationship or even how to form that relationship.
welcome,
you know?
Kate. My Aunt Kathy.
Hi.
You're on time today, Kathy.
Yeah. So that's, that I think is really important.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young.
Huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you get those habits built in.
Yeah.
Again, Garrett had his business for a few months, and we were like, go knock on doors, go do this.
Mm-hmm.
And until Mark told him, it was like, oh, following your schedule, making that schedule, the calendar.
Yeah.
And then with Trace, they trained Trace on building relationships. So when he got a job with the fire department,
Yeah.
when he eventually would have gotten into a fire department, it was how to climb a corporate ladder in a corporate structure that's really based on who you know and time served and all that stuff. So it's very politicky.
Yeah. Yeah. And everything comes down to who you know.
Yeah. So and what did they work on, Susanna? Oh, she was working at the paralegal place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I think it was just all to just discipline and how to what types of relationships should you be forming?
yeah,
Who
very
should you look
relationship
for?
based.
How do you start that relationship? How do you,
Yeah.
reach out to people cold? Sometimes it's difficult, especially when you're young. You just
And then-
don't understand. You don't know where to start. I
Yeah.
think sometimes, and I think that's where coaching is like really valuable, in my opinion, because if you're an entrepreneur, you're just going off of your own ideas or
Well, you're in a
yeah, you're
sound
in a,
echo
you're in a
chamber.
bubble sometimes,
Yeah.
and you start believing your own thinking,
Yeah.
and not having sometimes a broader look on things, or
Yeah.
you're just so busy you're in the weeds with your business.
Well, you're doing things that aren't propelling your business forward. You're
Sometimes, yeah.
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 Like
Yeah.
Mike walked in here the other day. He's one of the supervisors worked for Garrett and said, every time I come in here, you're changing the set. You're doing something. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? That doesn't do anything to make us money.
No.
In a way, it does, but it really is not. But I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things: moving furniture, setting up cameras, setting up the lights, running the cables, testing it. This is one of my favorite things to do. Bobby, welcome, Bob Frere. Thank you. A Star is born. I'm pretty sure he's talking about you, Bob Frere. So,
Bob.
but that does not. I'm on phone calls with clients. I'm not on
Yeah.
phone calls with prospective clients. I'm not on phone calls with subscriber. Sponsors. But this kind of stuff is just so important to get that right fit. And I've never been comfortable yet with this set, even now with this echoey and using the headset of the hand mics. We just got our soundproof boards in. It comes in later today. I'm going to be installing those, but it's just what it takes, especially
Yeah.
when you're a solopreneur. So, but that's where Steve works with you and me, especially on the calendar stuff. So let's say I need to do this, but if it's calendared, I still can make my calls with my sponsors. I can still talk to my clients. I still do some outreach. I can still do some email stuff. But then from this time to this time, I will work on the set, work on the mics. So it's so important to get in the calendar. And so Steve, I tell you what, Steve was instrumental when we got purchased. It was a lot. It's a big deal, multi-million-dollar deal. And I had to wait a year. I had to be involved. It was a year to close the sale, and a year working with them until the deal was final. And so I called Steve up immediately, and I was like, I need you to make sure I make it through the 2 years, because I
Yeah.
had short fuses, and I used to boss hogged my way through a lot of stuff, and so I needed that sounding board with Steve. This is my situation. One thing in particular is where he walked me through. I had to terminate somebody who was doing something unethical, and he really was instrumental in how I went about doing that and saving face with the company and saving face with the employee and saving face with the contractors.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
instrumental. Where if I would have handled it the way my gut told me to, who knows? I could have blown the whole deal up.
Right. Well, that's
you
where
don't
I
know.
think
You just don't know.
coaches- Yeah, that's where, to me, that's where coaches. I get a lot of value from that. It's like I'm looking at all the details and the fine work, and they take a broader picture, and they're like, hey, why don't you think about doing this? Or
Right.
Why don't you do this? And it's like, oh,
And
okay.
Plus, another aspect of their value is that they have the live daily morning huddle at 8 o'clock on this channel. If you're watching us, or you can see their show here on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube.
Right.
And the value.
Yeah. And also, if you have ideas or you have questions, especially if they're a good coach
Yeah.
in your field or for whatever you're hiring them for, they typically are going to give you some good, advice or suggestions, I guess.
I'll tell you where else that
advice.
huddle pays off is the relationships there
Yes.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
we named 3 or 4 people. We were like trying to remember, but in the huddle we could name 24 people who
Yeah.
we'd speak with.
Yeah, it's a good
We're
group.
still very
It's a good group
connected.
of people.
It's been 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And a lot of them we still talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like John Riddle said, like-minded small circle. Yeah. That's what I think that we like about going to like those types of events and programs, things like that. It's like you meet people that are similar to you or have the same mindset as you. And everybody helps each other typically. You form those relationships, and then
That's right.
if I can help you, you're going to call me, and vice versa. So that you don't really get other places.
No, and that's where the value is, especially, so since then, so that's been going on for years now. We haven't used them as coaches in a few years
Right.
now, but we're still actively involved with their circle and their orbit and go to their events and listen to their shows now. A little harder for me these days to listen, just because timing wise, my schedule changed. But, this was the recent one I went on was 10X Stages. Woo! Boy, that was a good one. It was good, except for they did a bait and switch on me at the last day of the 3-day workshop and totally screwed the pooch with their ethics and with their intentionality and with, so they kind of pooped the bed on that one.
Yeah.
But,
Well, they
you know.
don't. You just have to go and try it. And we did Patrick Bet-David's.
Wow, the
retreat.
vault.
Yeah.
The vault
we did
was
that
good.
last year. Was that last year?
It was the year before. They just did one recently with Mike Tyson and Tom
yeah.
Brady, but it was the year before that
Yeah.
with the Rich Dad Poor Dad
Yeah.
author.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's the one that we went to.
yeah,
With the
and that was
Rich
good.
Dad. Yeah,
And
that was good.
You know what? I have
That
that
was
book
good.
around here too. I don't know where it is. It's in my bookshelf. That one was another thick one. Now we also had a great
That
layout.
one was really good.
And I still actually go back and do a lot of stuff on that with their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Bet-David, and we're friends with some of those coaches, some of his top level guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
Friendly,
that
I
was
should
really,
say,
really
friendly.
good. Friendly.
Yeah, friendly.
And then I'm cheating. I made a kind of a list of things I could think of, and then we've been on like the mastermind retreats,
Which ones?
like with your
with
speaker-
Cigar Peg.
Yeah, cigar peg.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Ed Rigsby, if you're a
That's-
speaker, you need to be in the Cigar Pads. It's philanthropy. It's very
Yeah.
affordable, and you get yourself surrounded by
Yes.
world-class speakers. In fact, if
Yes.
you look back here, you'll see Sales Funnel.
Yeah.
The original Sales Funnel is, I'm a licensee of it. So for sales training, we got Tony and Ray Leone. We have access to these people. You
Yeah.
know, Bob Frere, who just typed in with
Yeah.
sales. I mean, we have access to the world's best
Yeah.
trainers and coaches.
And that's
Coaching
really
done
what you're
better.
paying for.
Yes,
It's
and that's
like-
we've gone
But
out
it's
there. We spend the money.
invaluable if you're trying to get better,
Yeah.
do better, and surround yourself with the right people.
That's
you
right.
know? And especially masterminds are good, especially if there's people in there that have a lot more experience.
Plus,
than
we
you.
get to go to Key West.
Yeah, I mean the traveling part's
And
fun.
Vegas.
Yeah, but when else are you going to be in a position where you're surrounded by 10 successful people in a room, and they're working on your business?
Yeah, for
like
you.
you're pitching what you want to do, or just bringing up, obstacles or thoughts or ideas, and
Yes.
they really, what is it called, murder board?
Murder board,
Like,
that's raised.
Yeah, yeah. Where
Yeah.
they really go, what are you thinking? Why are you doing that? Like,
That's right.
here, do this, or I know somebody that can help you get this done.
Yeah.
That's to me, that's real world.
I mean, people, even on here,
better.
Bob Frere is the king of presentations. He's worked with any corporation you could think of. He's worked with them.
Yeah.
He's worked with thousands of speakers on how to present, not professional speakers, which are,
Yeah.
he's in his Rolodex, but also corporate leaders who have to speak to boards and have to speak out in public and present.
Yeah.
These are skills that CEOs and C-suite people need, but they don't have. They're afraid to speak. They call it public speaking. Or we do professional speaking.
Yeah.
They're doing public speaking, and they haven't. That's where Bob comes in. He comes into your company. He teaches your people how to present.
Yeah,
and
that's
coach,
very important.
Yeah,
Even if you're not publicly speaking, right? You're still presenting things
To
to
your
your,
employ-
boss,
yeah.
to your employees, to your team, to
yeah.
your
Oh, I don't have the note.
friends.
It's here. Yes, I do. Here, I have a note here. Let's see here. Here's 3 things. Okay. You want to stand out? This is three reasons why you don't get promoted.
Okay.
It comes down to people do not know how to speak.
Okay.
They
Communicate.
don't know. They don't know how to speak.
They don't know how to speak. Okay.
Present.
Okay.
They don't know how to write. Their
Okay.
emails are, and they don't know how to express ideas. They don't know how to come up with original or progressive ideas for the company. So if you learn how to speak, present, if you learn how to write, and if you learn how to think, you will be promoted. You'll get to those next levels. You'll be noticed. That's according to this big shot at MIT.
Okay.
He does all these
Yeah.
YouTube channel stuff about how to speak, how to write, and how to think.
Those are all valuable skills.
Yeah.
In business.
In business, right. Well, that's where Bob Frere helps
Yeah.
you. Bob Frere helps you do that. I'm going to tell you, Aaron, welcome, Aaron. I see you. And you know what a special thing about Aaron? A few special things. Number one, he's the host of Stroke TV. He had a stroke 13 years ago. Wheelchair bound, had to learn how to walk, talk, everything again. And he helps now stroke victims all over the world, but has a podcast, Stroke TV. But also, he messaged us on YouTube, so now we know YouTube's working
Yeah.
on comments.
Okay,
so thank
good.
you
Yeah.
on the chat for Aaron for that. And now, speaking of networks and coaching, I know Aaron through C-Suite,
Okay.
which is
Oh yeah,
another-
you're in C-suite.
C-Suite Networks, which is a C-Suite Networks. Come join us Fridays from 5 to 6:30. We do celebrates.
Yeah. Also, Outliers.
And the Outlier, Scott
Outliers. We
McGregor.
just went on. That was our last retreat.
Yeah. Big dollar spend, worth every penny. Made some really great connections on there. We could talk about Kathy and what her and Scott McGregor do for us, for people just like you watching this, and for people like us. It's a community. Bob Berg. The Go-Givers, same thing. It's a community that you usually pay a couple $100 a year to join these communities, and you forge these relationships, and you get expert exposure to the best world-class thinkers and actors in your industry, or they're thought leaders that make you think about how
Yeah.
to progress yourself.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't
I'm
get
sure
these
we're
anywhere else.
forgetting some, and some people. We're going to have to do another
Yeah.
show about it. But the other thing is, almost every single retreat or class or whatever we've taken, if I walk away with 1 or 2 good nuggets, I'm happy.
Well, depending on what we pay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think now we're pretty good at doing our homework and getting recommendations.
You mean we
too
scrub
for
the
stuff like
sucker
that.
words off our
Yeah,
forehead now,
yeah.
finally?
Yeah, just be careful out there. There's a lot of things.
Stroke of Genius. Sorry, Aaron.
Oh,
Stroke of
nice.
Genius. That's
Stroke
the
of
podcast name,
Genius.
and I'll be on that podcast in a couple weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So as we land this plane,
Yeah.
we appreciate everybody watching us.
Yeah. It was fun.
At the end of the day, get a coach. Get a coach. We talk about our mind, body, and business. CoachingDoneBetter.com. www.coachingdonebetter.com. Join for free. Come see our coaches. Come see their resources. Come see our videos. Come see what we do. Put yourself on someone's schedule. Talk to a coach. Get a price that you'll be paying a reasonable price to get world-class coaching to get better. So we're going to improve every day. And then when you get better at that, another problem will come up because you've mastered something and you'll need coaching on that. And you go to another coach. So we have community over competition, growth, abundance mentality, and it's a great we're trying to create one of these Bob Bergs, Outliers, Noodleberg, Daily Huddle. We're trying to do a community here of coaches, but for anyone who's looking to improve their mind, body, and business, and there is room for all of us. So I can be part of Bob's and part of the Outliers and part of the Noodleberg Huddle. And then those people will find their way over and be part of our little community because all roads lead to improving every day, and that means us all watching out for each other and helping each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what is good about us. We're both always constantly trying to get better, looking for, better ways to do things, just always improving.
Absolutely.
Right? So
improving every day.
Yeah.
We try to, we strive to.
Yeah.
And that's what this show is about. This show is coming to you live every Monday through Thursday, 2:30 to 3-ish. And then the app drops in February for Coaching About. Then we migrate over to the app. And so come on board with us and come over and be part of this thing. So every time we log on, look at these comments are getting more and more.
Yeah. Well, what's good about your platform is if you just need a coach for a phone call, it's there. Or if you want to commit to somebody, you could do that. And there's all kinds of.
And that's what these are for too.
Yeah. Because a lot of times coaching is a very big commitment, and sometimes you don't need it, or you get halfway through and you're like, I don't really like this person.
Yeah, exactly. You don't like them, or that worked for me. Now I can go solve this little problem.
Yeah.
And
now I don't need this anymore. I can go. I need to find something else. That's what I was saying to you this morning. That I think it would be interesting to maybe take Tony Robbins again. Because we're at a different place, right?
Business
and our
Mastery
mindset's
too,
a
also.
little different,
Business Mastery as well. But I wouldn't do
and see what else we could get out of it.
The touchy-feely kumbaya Tony Robbins. I like the Business Mastery.
No, I would do the business. Yeah.
Yes.
But the other ones are good too, from what I hear.
So tomorrow's Top 10 Thursdays. I'll be alone by my lonesome. I saw that face you made.
Sorry.
So we'll be talking about top 10 something or other, but that's a chance for you to call in and get better at something. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. But we appreciate you guys being here, supporting us in every way you do. And we will see you. I will see you tomorrow. And that's it. Bye, y'all. See you later. Bye.